หนาไปยังหนาไปบอกว่าอย่าเลื่อย
This was the strictest chef anyone had ever worked under. Chef Hall enforced a ruthless rule. Junior chefs had to slice the meat to exactly 2 millimeters. But Anya, who had spent her life running a humble stir-fry stall, had never been trained in precision knife work. Afraid she would waste such outrageously expensive meat, Paul reassigned someone else to cutting and pulled Anya aside to practice grilling instead. Unfortunately, her cooking style, refined through years of street food, was completely unacceptable to him. Paul laid it out plainly: leave immediately or cook Wagyu properly. Thinking of the small eatery she once ran, Anya chose to stay. She steadied her emotions, silently swore to prove herself, and returned to the stove. She practiced again and again, one failure, then another, then a third. When that wasn't enough, she kept going. Long after everyone had left, the kitchen echoed with the sound of sizzling pans. At dawn on the fourth day, her colleagues walked in and froze. Anya hadn't left the stove all night. When Paul arrived, she lit the fire with steady hands and placed the Wagyu into the pan. He tasted a piece in silence and said nothing. That silence told her everything. She had succeeded. Though her arms trembled with exhaustion, she had cleared her first test. That evening, at a high-profile military banquet, Paul unexpectedly asked Anya to cook in front of the guests. She was stunned. The attention made her nervous at first, but the moment the beef hit the pan, her confidence returned. Her smooth, controlled movements won immediate applause. The banquet began. Paul personally sliced the beef, poured his signature sauce, and finished the plate with fresh herbs. Guests scraped their plates clean. Paul watched them coldly, as if observing animals at a feeding trough. A famous food critic approached Anya, praising her technique and proposing a collaboration. For the first time, she felt seen. After the event, Paul ordered her to clean the kitchen. Feeling insulted, she protested. Reluctantly, he reassigned her to ingredient prep. The difference between the rich and the poor became painfully clear. The poor eat to survive, the rich eat to display taste, power, and status. They didn't hire Paul because his food was extraordinary, but because his name was. As his fame grew, his team began offering private dining services. One wealthy family waited 2.5 years for him to cook at their home. But during inspection, Paul's face suddenly changed. He dumped the prepared soup, refilled the pot with tap water, tore open instant noodle seasoning packets, and turned it into premium stock. Trusting his reputation, the family never suspected the truth. Back at the hotel, Paul exploded in rage. He had known the daughter was severely allergic to seafood. One sip could have killed her. He viciously berated his assistant for adding a garnish that nearly ruined his career. The humiliation shattered the assistant's pride, and in a moment of breakdown, he stabbed Paul. Paul survived, barely. In the hospital, he flung away the carefully prepared patient meal. His temper hadn't changed. Anya visited and cooked him a simple rice noodle dish with genuine care. After 2 bites, Paul accurately named every ingredient, then scoffed. Those words haunted Anya. Later, she saw the news. It was the same family from the private dinner. The daughter had an incurable illness. Her parents had borrowed money at crushing interest just to hire Paul for what they hoped would be a final comfort. Soon after, the entire family took their own lives. That was when Anya fully understood the cruelty of the gap between wealth and poverty.